Hello everyone, my name is Tiffany and today we're doing a tutorial on this super fun neon polka dotted look, so we're just gonna jump into it. First, I'm taking the ColourPop No Filter Concealer in the shade 00, and I don't know why I'm using a stipple brush to blend this out, but I'm running that all over my eyelids. Running that all over my eyelids. It is a good bit lighter than what I would normally use, but it's gonna give a really great base for all of these really bright shades we're gonna be using here in a second. I did go ahead and I used the ColourPop cream gel liner in the shade Punch. I just went ahead and popped that in my waterline. You'll see later I end up having to touch that up anyways, but I just went ahead and did that just because. So now we're going to take the NYX Ultimate Brights eyeshadow palette, and I'm taking the pink shade on the very top row. I'm using the Morphe M431 for this. It's basically like a bullet crease brush. It's nice and precise, but still has like a little bit of fluff going on, so it's really nice for creating the main shape that we're going to be following for the eye look. Now for this, I do have hooded eyelids, so I'm going in my crease but then also right above, and then I'm not taking that into my inner corner. I'm actually cheating that out a little bit. This is going to end up like elongating my eye, making it look a little bit larger, a little bit longer. So it's gonna kind of give me like this nice little cat eye effect. And I'm basically just going back and forth and really building that up. And then I'm gonna take that orange shade on the top row. I'm just using that exact same brush. My game plan was to try to use this shade to deepen my crease a little bit, and you'll see me go back and forth a couple of times really trying to make that happen. It did a little bit, but not to the extent that I was wanting, but we'll deal with that here in a second. Right now I'm taking the Morphe M506, and I'm using this to really blend out that pink so that way there's not any harsh lines. How are we all doing? I hope you guys are doing well. I actually had filmed this just about a year ago now, and I'm just now getting around to editing it. The world is in a little bit of a crazy place right now, so it kind of feels weird to post this and not say anything. So I did want to at least address that. I hope that maybe this will be a little bit of a distraction for you guys, maybe bring you a little bit of joy, or maybe give you some inspiration for you to recreate this or do something similar in your own space. I hope you guys are staying home, and I hope you're staying safe. But let's get back to the tutorial. So as you can see, I've taken that deep purple shade in the palette, and first I was using the bullet crease brush, but that didn't give me the pigment I wanted, so then I ended up taking this pencil brush and just kind of stamping that along where like the cut crease line is going to be, and then of course going back in with the pink and the orange to make sure we're not losing that pigment. But now it's time for the cut crease. Let me know if you guys want an actual detailed cut crease tutorial with a bunch of tips and tricks on how to do these guys. But basically for this one, I just took the Morphe M421. It's a really nice C-shaped brush, so it's perfect for these kinds of looks. And because I haven't talked about it enough, I have hooded eyelids, so I did go right above my actual crease so that way I can actually see the cut crease, otherwise it would get lost in my lid space. After deepening the edge with the purple one last time, it's time for the neon confetti moment. This is what actually brings the entire look together. So oh my gosh, just look at it. Look at those little flakes. They are so perfect. Now listen to me, this is very important. This is craft glitter that I found at Target and I fell in love with because hello, look at the colors. How fun. Don't use craft glitter near your eyeballs, okay? There are plenty of companies that make beautiful confetti and glitter, and it's fantastic. I wouldn't use this on a client's eyes. I used it on myself though because I just couldn't help myself, okay? It was so beautiful and it was just gonna be so fun, and I was inspired, okay? So here we are. I don't really have anything else to say about that, but just don't do it, okay? Don't do it. So with that said, once you have your cosmetic grade, eye safe, confetti glitter stuff, you can take some duo eye glue like I have, and I just dotted that along the cut crease. I have some up above the cut crease, along the line, and then down below. The key to all of this is kind of having that perfectly imperfect scattered situation. I think that that's what makes it so fun, because it actually like kind of makes it come to life like confetti. How many times can I say confetti in this video? Not even in this video, like in a 2-second time span. But I just go back and forth. So I dot on the lash glue and then using my fingers, and then also whenever I want to be a little bit more precise, using my tweezers, just to kind of place these little suckers and in line. And I layered the confetti. So after doing a few dots, like the initial placement of the lash glue, and then taking, certain colors, I would let that dry. And then once that did, I would go in with more lash glue and just really build it up. And so it just gave the little buddies like a really nice dimension. At least I thought so. I don't know. Once you have all of those placed, it can be time consuming, but just, you know, have fun with it. I'm taking the Beauty Bakery white sprinkles. It's just their glitter that they have. Actually, I don't know if they still have this. I should look into that. But this is eye safe. And I am dusting that along the lash glue that I had just put down. I dusted that on there while the lash glue was still tacky. And guys, that's it for the upper lid space. And now we're moving on to the face. We're taking that Stila One Step Correct primer. And then now, once that's, you know, sunk in a little bit, we are taking the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. I use the shade Soft Ivory, and I dotted that all over my face using the Morphe M439. I'm just blending everything out. With really colorful looks like this, I do like to do my eyes first, just so that way whenever I do have fallout and everything, I can, you know, reset without having to worry about touching up my face. It's not everyone's thing, but that's how I like to do it. Now it's concealer time. We're taking the same concealer from earlier to brighten, but it is pretty darn fair. The fairest concealer I've ever seen. So I'm also going to take the Tarte Shape Tape concealer in the shade Fair to actually conceal. Once again, I don't know why I took that stipple brush, but thankfully I whipped out my Morphe M439. There's nothing wrong with a stipple brush. It's just whenever it's like actually getting the product down, it's like not my favorite to use. So I got that all blended out, and now one of my favorite products of all time, the Glossier Cloud Paint in the shade Dusk. It is the perfect dusky for lack of a better adjective, just like peachy pink, and I love it because it just gives you this natural flush and it looks so good on all skin tones, and yeah, big fan. And then we're gonna do a really messy cream contour. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Mink Stick Foundation Contour, and I'm just doing a little bit of chiseling. Once again, let me know if you guys want a detailed video on like how to actually do the whole cream contour deal. Yeah, I just was really messy and just wanted to chisel myself out a little bit, and this product is really easy to be able to kind of throw on and go, but I always will use the Real Techniques paddle brushes. They have the body one and then the face one. The face one is the one I'm using in the video now, but once I get all that done, then I'm just pouncing. Is that a good word? Pouncing, whatever, with my Morphe beauty sponge. And I love those sponges, guys. They're so good. They're like $6 or $8, and they are some of my favorites that I've ever used. Now that we have the cream products down, we are going to set everything. So I'm using the Beauty Bakery translucent setting powder, and underneath my eyes I placed that with the Morphe sponge, but then I took that eyeshadow brush from It Cosmetics to set our eyelids. Now we're going to bronze with a Pure Cosmetics Bronzing Act in the shade Light. I had just gotten that bronzer, and now I've hit pan on it. Like, I had just gotten it whenever I had filmed the video, and I've officially hit pan. It's like my favorite bronzer ever. It's like a cool tone, but like still warm. It's great. And then we took an oldie but a goodie, the Milani, what is it called? Luminoso blush. And we're basically just going through and setting all of the cream product, more or less, is what's happening. And then once I've done that, once again, I go in with the sponge to really make sure everything blends. And then I set everything with the Limelife Alcone oil strike makeup finishing spray. I can talk, I promise. That is going to help everything set into place. I didn't spend a lot of time on my brows in this video just because my last video, I did them the exact same way. So if you want to see that, I'll have a little pop up in the top right corner, but then I'll also have a video down below for exactly how I did my brows if you want to see that. Touched up the waterline. Now it's time for the lower lash line. We're going to use the dark green shade on the bottom of the palette, using a Morphe M432 to line underneath the yellow and really stamp on that pigment. And then we use the light green shade on a Morphe M514 to smoke and blow everything out, and then go back to the dark green on an E18 brush to really concentrate that darker green color. Mascara, went in with just the L'Oreal Voluminous Black Mascara, and then we're going to use the ColourPop Yellow Goodbye BFF Volumizing Mascara. And it's very, very important, make sure you're listening, that you stab out your eyeball with this. Honestly, that's key. For lashes, we are using the style Miami from Lily Lashes. And then I recommend doing this before you put on your lashes and mascara, but going in with a brown mascara on my tight line just to make sure that the lashes blend with my natural lashes. I applied just a little bit of the Glossier Birthday Cake Balm so that way it could dry before I get to my lips. And then we got the highlight. This is from Beauty Bakery. It's the Milk and Honey palette, and I used the bottom 2 shades. I'm just applying that anywhere that light would like naturally hit my little body, but I also made sure to hit my chest and not just my face. Ooh, scandalous. Then sticking with Beauty Bakery, we're also using their Lip Whip in the shade Honey, which they do have a little bit of a learning curve, but once you figure out how to use them, they are kiss proof and they are my go-to for brides. Just fun fact for you. So we have 2 setting mists because I'm a little bit extra. We did the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist to melt everything together, and then the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist to get my chest and my cheeks, my face cheeks for that beautiful glow from within. And that is the look. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Make sure to subscribe, check out my socials, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
You burn some cookies?
I won't talk about it. I had them in there for 10 minutes.
Did you freeze the oven?
Yeah, it got to 450.
Whoa, sweetie. 450?
Yeah.
Cookies on either 325 or 350.
No, the box, that brand is always 450.
Sweetie. 350.
No.
350.
Really?
350 in big bold print.
Oh.
No wonder.